Hi everyone, it's Lillian here and welcome to Monday evening. Oh, I see I've got some hair out of place. Oh well, Monday evening of crafting time together. I love our Monday evenings together and love that you can join me, whether you're here for the first time or you are a regular. Welcome, welcome. So I have some things to share with you and then I have a project to share. But today is Pi Day. Now, I know that's a mathematical term for this day, but I like to think of it as something to eat. So, what is your favorite kind of pie, or one of your favorites? If you're like me and you can't choose one favorite, what is a favorite kind of pie that you enjoy? So, put that in the comment section as I go down to the desktop. So for me, I think it is raspberry glaze pie. For my husband, it's likely a blueberry pie or an apple pie. So what is your pie? What's your favorite? So let's see if we can make sure I'm on the computer screen here as you're jotting those answers in. And I'm not. So let's go back out, refresh that screen, and go back in. When I signed on today, I realized that Facebook has done an update, so I'm hoping that I'm in the right place. I see some people saying hi to each other, so that is good. That's very optimistic. So, okay. Just while we're doing that, I see some, key lime pie, lots of different kinds, cherry. So those of you just hopping on, we're talking about what is your favorite kind of pie, because today is Pie Day. And we're not talking about the mathematical pie, we're talking about the pies that I like. So let's see, I just cannot find myself here. So apple rhubarb, that sounds delicious. So I'm just going to start and then I'll go back and check later. So while we're all getting hungry here and talking about the pie, last week we made this card together, and afterwards, everybody who leaves a comment, your name goes in for a draw. So the person who is going to receive this card in the mail is Darlene. So congratulations, Darlene. And last week we were showcasing the new foil paper, the new Waves of the Ocean stamp set. So speaking of which, good evening from Colorado. Well, hello, welcome. I don't have any pie, but love me a cherry pie. Oh, Sue. Well, I do too. Well, I just love pie. Don't know if there's one I don't like. Anyway, just a heads up, my Waves of the Ocean class to go. Tomorrow is the last day. I will put the link in the description afterwards, or you can go here. So there are different options, and if you are international, in other words, outside of Canada, I do have the option of the handout and the video only, where you would just cut your own projects. So, so there's different ones. So check that out. Tomorrow's the last day, just giving you the heads up there. And then we have this sale that's going on. So this mini stamp and cut and emboss machine is 20% off. So you can get it for $65.50 right now, and all of these bundles. Now, some of them are not a bundle at the moment. They were in the past, but they've returned as a bundle because all of them will fit in the Stamp and Cut, the mini Stamp and Cut and Emboss machine. So do be aware of that. Something that you're going to find out about in my newsletter tomorrow. I'm giving you a sneak peek, but I'm not giving you the links right now. Joanne and Marilyn and I are offering a sale 24 hours only. It'll start at 8 a.m. Wednesday morning and go till 8 a.m. Thursday morning. We didn't do midnights very well, as you can tell. And every single past Stamping Staycation we sell will be on sale for $35, and 100% of the proceeds are going to go to the Canada-Ukraine Foundation. So it's a little way that we can help contribute a little bit towards the Ukrainians and all the big needs that they have. So if that's something you're interested in, or you know someone who is interested in, watch my newsletter tomorrow, and you'll have more information. For those of you not used to stamping staycation, we hold it 3 times a year. It's like a staycation, a retreat at home, and you use your own supplies. So we teach you all kinds of things, and we teach alternatives and everything, and then you recreate it with your own supplies. So there's videos, there's handouts, there's measurements, there's step-by-step instructions, there's tips and tricks videos, all kinds of things. These are just a few of the things we taught in our last one. So there are fun folds and card layouts and just a little bit of everything. So just a heads up that that's coming in the newsletter, and sign up will begin 8 a.m. Wednesday morning. It's a great deal. So it's a big discount, and 100% going to that foundation. So that's just letting you know it's coming your way. So, and also the Waves of the Ocean, you saw my class, but you can order, pardon me there, the bundle, the stamp set and the dies, or you can order the designer paper, the foil paper, the gems. Now these 3 things are only while supplies last. And this is it's like a sneak peek. It's in the next annual catalog. So just be aware that that's coming. Now, enough of me chatting away. You're ready for your project, right? I gave a little sneak peek, and I saw that Marilyn spied it. She kind of guessed what it would be. I am going to be using tonight the Easter Friends stamp set, and it's on page 27 of the mini catalog, and it's got these cute little critters and amazing words. So there's Happy Easter. So yes, it does work for Easter, but my friend, and may your dreams or your days blossom and apart. I'm trying to read through the camera. I need to go look differently here. May your days blossom with joy and happiness, sending warm and happy wishes this spring. And one time I just covered that up and just sending warm and happy wishes. So there are all kinds of things that you can do with this stamp set. So people have suggested not only Easter, but maybe baby cards, spring cards, thinking of you, friend cards. So there's all kinds. I always like to try to think that through when I look at a stamp set. What can I do with it? So here is the stamp set. It is what we call a standalone. It doesn't have a punch or a die that goes with it, but it is gorgeous. And I even love this little grass piece here. I also discovered that this word set, Happy and Heartfelt, the font really goes with this. Look, it's nice, it's thin and kind of almost handwriting. It's swoopy. Swoopy, there's a Lillian word for you. So you could use these words as well, like hello baby for the baby one. And lucky me, here, there's one for St. Patrick's Day. If we put a little shamrock in there in his hands, how do you make a shamrock? You put some hearts together, just 1, 2, 3, and you've got a shamrock. There you go. You've got a St. Patrick's Day card. So this is what we're going to use tonight. So, and I'm going to show you a little bit about how that sample right there inspired me. So let's take a look-see. First off, we are going to bring in a piece of cardstock. I'm using thick basic white, and it is 4 1/4 by 11, scored at 5 1/2. So you've got that. So we're just going to fold it on that score line, line up the edges, because even though you score it, it can still kind of go wonky on you. And there we go. We've got that done. Card base done. So the next thing we're going to bring in is a piece of basic white that is 1 3/4 by 5.5, or you could bring in some designer paper. I'm bringing in the tulip paper, but I'm going to use this side of it. Maybe you're going to help me decide on that. Then we're going to bring in, I'm going to put that over there, a piece of coordinating cardstock. That is 2 by 5.5. So it is the same from end to end, but it is just 1/4 inch wider this way. So we've got that, so 2 by 5.5. And then a piece of cardstock that started out being about approximately 2.5 by 4.25. And then we cut the die out. And I'm going to bring that die in, that tag in. The tag that we used was from the tailor-made tags, and we used the very biggest one of this design here. You could use this one too, doesn't matter. And then we used a circle that is about 2 5/8. So all of these dies fit in the mini Stampin' Cut and Emboss machine. Just saying, just so that you know, right? So we've got these pieces. I'm going to take my little notes to myself off. And I'm actually, where did that go? I actually took the inspiration from this sample here. So do you see how there's a tag underneath and then a circle with an image stamped on it? So that's where my inspiration came from. So what I'm going to do is I am going to stamp first off, and you'll see where I'm going then. After that, I'm going to bring in some paper to put underneath, and I'm going to use this cute little chick. So I'm going to stamp that in crumb cake. Now these images, they look great colored. They look great if you just leave them uncolored. So you can go either way. So he just fits on there beautifully. So there we go, just like that. We'll put that to the side and close up the crumb cake ink. Some of you, I'm just going to open that back. Some of you have troubles closing the ink pads. This is what I do, and maybe it'll work for you too. Some are stiffer than others, so the more you use them, the easier they are. I put my fingers here, but then I also give a little nudge there. So then you pull it all the way and flip it. My daughter was working with me the other day, and she wasn't pulling it all the way, and that's how we got these little bumps here. So make sure you pull it all the way and you'll be good to go. So now I am going to bring in that grass that I was enjoying, and I'm going to bring in, I think I'll bring in Pear Pizzazz ink. And here we go. I'll put one here, and then I'm going to use the stamped off, and I'm going to stamp it off because my stamp went off the edge. I'd have a ridge, so I'm better to stamp it off here and then add it. And there we go. I'll stop right there. And then if I wanted to, I can bring in a sponge dauber or my brush and put some ink on it, tap a little bit off, and just blend it along the bottom. So it just kind of adds even a little bit more depth there. And you can keep adding that, but you can see how it's just blending it. That'll be good. So we'll close that up there. And I'm going to do a little bit of coloring, not tons. I'm going to use my blends, but you could use markers, you could use pencil crayons, and I'm not going to do tons. I'm going to do his feet and his beak with pumpkin pie. So when Stampin' Up artists do this, you notice they do their little etching here, that they've done the shading for me. So all I'm going to do is where I want it darker, so I'm going to use the dark blends here. I'm going to follow what they did because I don't know where it should be light and dark. So I'm just going to do that. So that was the dark. Now some people like to start with the light, some people like to start with the dark. Totally up to you. It really doesn't. Now I'm coming in with the light pumpkin pie and pulling that dark out and just filling it in. And remember, blends blend even more as they dry. So now we've got his feet and his beak. And what I'm going to do to give him a little more definition is I'm just going to take the brush end of my light pool party and I'm going to outline. Now, the first time I did this, I was scared to death, but it actually adds, and I could go zigzag down, but I'm just going to go like this. And that looks pretty awful right now. It will lighten up, but then we've got a color lifter and we're going to blend that. And at first it doesn't look like anything is happening. You have to have a trust and have a little faith here. And when you come back, it will have blended out a little bit, and then we can always come back and do it some more. Now, a color lifter lightens the color, and it can also blend the color. You can see that it's starting to go here. Like that. And why did I put the pool party around? It gives him, I don't know, it just kind of anchors him a little bit. We didn't need to do it. It's, again, it's a personal choice. And you can see it's starting to lighten. And I'm going to put that to the side and see what that looks like in a few minutes. All right. And then, of course, I absolutely love Wink of Stella. So let's see, what can we Wink of Stella here? Wink of Stella adds a little bit of glitter. So I'm just going to add, a little bit. And you'll hardly be able to see it. It's one of those things where you'll catch it in the light. But there we go. That'll be just fine. We'll put that away. And now we're going to start to build our card a little bit. So first off, we're going to put this on the tag. Now I want to put it on dimensionals, but I don't want dimensionals on the part that's hanging over. So this is what I'm going to do. I'm going to make sure I've got him that way. So there's his head down there. When you use blends, it soaks through, as you can see. So that's important. Yet you don't do it that you put paper underneath, or don't do it on your dining room table. There we go. Oh, I'll put one more on. We'll take those off. And now should we have them going? Okay, we'll just put them right about there. So now we've got the tag made, and I'm going to put a ribbon through it. We'll finish this off first off. This is, what is this called? This is Pool Party sheer ribbon, and it's got a bit of sparkle in it. It's nice and soft, and I'm thinking this might be a baby card. Just thinking that way. So I'm going to bring that in, bring in my ribbon scissors here. There we go. I feel like I've been working through a fog a bit today, and I'm blaming daylight, the change in the time. I work through a fog other days too, but today I'll blame the change in time. Does it bother you that you have that change in time? It certainly seems to bother me. So I'm going to bring in now some baker's twine, and there we go. Whoops, I'm going to show you a little trick here. And I forgot to do it, so that was a good reason to take it apart and put it back on. You see how much he's lightening up there already? So when you're going to tie with particularly baker's twine or something thin like our gold cord or our silver cord, when you loop it through like that, do it one more time. My friend Sharon taught me this, and what it does, if you loop it through 2 times, I'm all thumbs tonight. when you pull it, look, it stays. Then it makes it easy to tie a bow or a knot or whatever. So give that a whirl sometime by just putting it through, looping it through twice, just as if you were tying your shoes. And it just keeps the stability there. So now I'm just going to adjust my bow. And this would look so cute even on a treat package or something like that, but we're going to put it on a card. And I love how we can make things and have them multi-purpose. So now we're bringing in our card, and we're going to put, whoops, we're not going to throw our card away. We're going to put our pool party down like that. And this is going to go like that. But before we do it, we should do our stamping down here. So I picked the Hello Baby from the, what was the name of it? Happy and Heartfelt stamp set. And I want to put just hello down here. I want to put baby on the inside. So how do you get just one word when you've got multi? Well, you can mask it off with a Post-it note, but these letters kind of go together. So what I'm going to do is take my marker, not my blends. Your blends are like Sharpies. You do not want to use them. You want your markers because they will wash off. And use the brush end and color the letters that you want. In this case, I want hello. So I'm using the side of my brush. I don't want to wreck the nib. I'm using that and trying not to get that other word and doing it through a camera. Kelly was laughing at me saying, I don't know how you make cards looking through a camera. Sometimes I'm not so sure either. Then it might have dried, so I'm going to huff on it. And what that does is the moisture from my breath activates the ink. And there is hello. So I'll put the lid on my pen. And now we've got our word on there. So we add this. Now, I want your opinion, and I'm going to have to look in the camera because the computer's not cooperating here. Should I put the designer paper here? And remember, this is going to go like that. Or should I put, this is going to be embossed if I use it, the white paper. Here, I've got a piece that's embossed. Should I put the white paper here, the basic white, or the designer paper? Which do you think? While you're doing that, I'm going to show you what folder I was using there. So basic white or the designer paper. And while you're typing that in, I just want to share what embossing folder I used. And you see it has words on it. I use the embossing folders. They're two little ones. They go in the mini stamp and cut and emboss machine. They're called Thanks Hello. So one is full of the words thanks in many different languages. And this, the other one is the word hello in many different languages. So that's the one that I used on here. I used hello because it went with this here. And I saw designer paper, so we'll use that one. We're going to glue it together here. I've already embossed it. Ooh, that side's so pretty too. It seems like a shame. I'll have to do another card with that side. So there we go. We've got that done. And just while that's setting up, I'm just going to show you that with the mini stamp and cut and emboss machine, you get this packet of plates. So you have a base, and that's what and then two clear plates. That's where you would do your cutting. But if you're going to use embossing folders, you would use either 3 or 4. 4 is for the thick ones, 3 is for the thin ones. So, and then you always get your instructions. So that all comes together with your mini Stampin' Cut and Emboss machine that some of you have been asking about. So I just wanted to share. There we go. So now we've got this ready to go. We're going to add it to our card. I like using grid paper or grid desktop because it helps me line things up. So I can line things up like that. There we go. So we've got that. Now we've got this to put on, and I think I'm going to use dimensionals again. I'm just going to put 4 like that. I was taping for a class this afternoon, and I was really disjointed then. So things are going a little more smoothly tonight. I'm likely just jinxed myself, right? So there we have it. Now we need to embellish this a little bit. And what I thought would look really nice was to bring in the rhinestones from the Waves of the Ocean product. So these are the Waves, Basic Jewels, and we've got all these different shades here. So I thought that let's bring in one of these. Let's see which one would go better. I think maybe these ones here. So we'll put one about here. And they come in 3 sizes, so it's pretty nice that you can have a variety. And there you have it. So now for the inside, I'm going to save the baby for after, but I am going to bring in this other little chick, and I'm going to use again the crumb cake ink and get that done. The reason I'm not stamping the baby right now, the word baby, is because I might change my mind. I've been known to do that. So there you have it. There is using the stamp set Easter Friends and using it for something other than Easter, using it as a baby card. And I think it's just a fun card layout. I could have made it so that the card went this way, but I just wanted to try having it this way like that. So there we go. So thank you for joining me, and I hope you enjoyed that. So take care and have some fun. Bye-bye.